Welcome to Wakizashi's Teahouse, Gray's Pick and Mix. Hello, this is Gray over at Wakizashi's Teahouse in Japan. How are you doing? Are you good? Are you genki? I'm good, thanks. It's great to be live again at last after a kind of busy weekend. I wasn't able to do a live stream on Saturday because I was working. That's the way it goes. So let's catch up with some good comic news, but what should we talk about first? What's been going on? Crazy things. As he takes a quick drink, crazy things been going on my YouTube channel. Well, not really. What happened last night? I was enjoying watching The Fellowship of the Ring by, well, you know, not by Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring, and I noticed a mail came. It was warning me for a YouTube copyright claim, not a strike, just a claim. So I was like, oh no. Maybe it was the Godzilla video. It's been claimed for it could be like image copyright or something. And then when I looked deeper into it, it was like, no, this is a video that uploaded somehow itself onto my channel, my main channel. It's an older video from earlier in the year. It's a video that I deleted from a separate channel, Wakizashi's Radio. That's right. I do have a separate radio channel which I've not been using because, you know, the videos just get blocked in different countries. It's not about the copyright, the money and stuff like that. It's just I enjoy making them. I enjoy playing music that I like to listen to, sharing that. But when you can't even view it afterwards, you know, what's the point? I thought. But anyway, this video appears on my main channel, and of course it gets copyright claimed straight away. But they don't take it down. It's okay. It's still up as far as I know. I looked into it, and some of the songs, it says that you can't view this song if you live in Russia or Belarus for some reason. About 3 of the songs. Very bizarre. But anyway, it seems to be okay. I'm going to leave it up. What the heck? So, what's been going on in the world of comics, in the world of YouTube, in the world of Godzilla? That's right. Oh, mate. Still thinking about Godzilla. I can't get over how good it was. The movie, Godzilla -1, in case you didn't know. Yeah, I know. My channel's turned into a Godzilla channel. No, I'm only joking. I dropped a spoiler-free review and then a full spoiler review last week, and they've done really well only because it's not out yet overseas. I saw today on the Japanese Evening News, they were talking about, I think the first preview was shown in the States, in America. I guess it was just an invite only, you know, special celebrity version. But the 2 main stars were over there. The director, Takashi Yamazaki, was there. They were promoting it. And it didn't say if they were showing a dubbed version or the regular Japanese with subtitles, you know, English subtitle version. But I'm very curious to see how it does over there. I really hope it's a success. It was really, really enjoyable movie. Anyway, okay, let's get on to talk about some comics, because that's why you're here, right? Isn't it? I think so. Last week, how was it last week? Did we have a good week of comics? That is the question. Let me see. What I'm going to do is share the usual wonderful site. Big shout out to leagueofcomicgeeks.com. They've got the releases from last week and, of course, this upcoming week. So let's see. What do I do now? What I do is this. Share screen. Okay, let's make Grey a little bit smaller. There we go. How's that? Okay, so as you can see, some quite big titles. The first 2 titles out last week were Batman issue 139 and The Amazing Spider-Man issue 37. $4.99 for both of those comics. There you go. Used to be $3.99 not so long ago. Remember those days? I do. Hey, good morning. I just noticed in the chat. How are you doing? Waiting impatiently for Godzilla to release in the States, says Morning Hayes. Great to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, mate. And Dwayne Muth in the chat. Good to see you, Dwayne. Hey, how's it going? What do you think of last week for comics? Did you find some good ones? It was a weird one for me. But anyway, as you know, I've talked about this before. I dropped Batman and Amazing Spider-Man. I am still reading that, but I think this current issue, this was my last, it's going to be my last issue of the new run, the current run. I've had enough. And what I'm thinking of doing is going back to some old Spider-Man comics. What I've been thinking first of all is the original Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, which I think began in 1976, the volume 1 of that run, which I've never read. I've read some of the later issues of that. When I first got into comics, it was mid 1980s, like around 85, 86, maybe 87. And I used to pick some of those issues up when they were doing like crossovers between Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, and of course, Web Spider-Man. That's right, they had three. They had three Spidey titles, monthly Spidey titles back then. No way, right? So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I don't know if it's a good run or not, but I thought I want to go back in time and I want to read some decent Spidey comics. And it's something I've never read before. Maybe the first 20 or 30 issues of Spectacular Spider-Man. Let's see how they are. So anyway, well, that was a bit of a waffle, wasn't it? What are we on about here? This week's, Batman 139. I did actually see, I got a review copy from a friend and it was okay. The art's very good, but the story's just like, oh, the Joker. There we go. Spider-Man, as I've already said, I really did not enjoy that. I got a bit angry about it. Made a rare Wakizashi ranty review. Not really. Ranty for me, I guess. But I just thought it was nonsense. Complete nonsense. And Zeb Wells trying to do, what was it, Robot Chicken? That kind of really dodgy bad humour, which wasn't coming across well. Still leading up to the gang war, which they're setting up. And they're still setting up. It's like, is it ever going to come? Does anybody even care anymore? That's the question. And what else did I read last week, which I haven't reviewed? Here we go. Look at this. For an Image comic, an indie comic really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th most pulled issue from last week from this site, yeah. Transformers issue 2 came out. There we go. I've not reviewed it yet. I've been a bit lazy. But yeah. Oh mate, I loved it. It was a cracker, really good issue. Great story, great art. Some really cool moments, some surprises in there. Nice twist at the end, won't spoil. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Gotta say, I'm very happy with what Daniel Warren Johnson's been doing so far on Transformers. Are you reading it out there in the chat? Let's have a quick scan down for the first few reviews. As you can see, 5 stars abound. Lots of 5 stars there. It's a really good second issue. Johnson's art looks as colourfully dynamic as ever, packed with raw energy. Even as a grumpy old guy who doesn't give a shit about Cybertron, sounds like me. Seeing Daniel Warren Johnson's take on the Metal Planet is pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, I would agree. Let's keep scrolling to see if there's any negative reviews. No, there's a couple of 4s out of 5s, but they're mainly all really high. Yeah, look at that. Good grief. Not even one naysayer. That is unusual, isn't it? What do you think? Okay, let's go back to the new releases. So yeah, Transformers is definitely worth a look. Gods issue 2 came out from Marvel. Not really bothered about that. I tried the first issue, but I don't know, I just found it a bit boring, to be honest. Maybe that's a bit unfair, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go down to the second row. We had Shazam issue 5. Mark Waid, Dan Mora on art. Worth buying just for Dan Mora's art. And I'm not the biggest Shazam fan. I don't know much about the characters. Never really got into them, but this has been good. This has been entertaining. It's been fun. So that's a recommend if you're interested in something that looks good and actually has a cool story to back it up. Hey, Fear Monarch in the chat. Great to see you, mate. Yes, the new Shazam was great. I really enjoyed it. As I say, I'm not the biggest fan of the characters, but if anyone can win me over, it could be, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Mark Waid, but mostly Dan Mora with that killer art. Let's have a quick look at it. Let's see what people are saying about Shazam issue 5. Quick scroll down. Yep, high scores. Some random smartass. He's pretty cool. His reviews are very funny, often very honest. Guys, I think this book is slowly but surely taking world's finest crown as the best current book at DC. Wow, high praise indeed. Still amazing, still beautiful, says Blue Devil 84. Still everything I'm looking for in a comic. DC better be paying Wade top dollar for all the bangers he's been churning out. If you're not reading this series yet, you're seriously depriving yourself of some hokey goodness. Great review. So yeah, Shazam issue 5 is a big recommend. Transformers 2 and Shazam 5, Dwayne. Absolutely, they are essential, aren't they? Essential pickups from last week. What else? There were a few, there's a couple more that I wanted to point out, but going through the main ones. Uncanny Spider-Man. I'm actually enjoying that. It's probably the most enjoyable Spider-Man based comic at the moment. Maybe, you could argue. What do you think? It's been fun. I can't believe I'm saying that for a Cy Spurrier comic, but it has been fun. It's great seeing Nightcrawler, Kurt Wagner being all kind of sexy and cool in this. Who else is in there? Silver Sable. She's pretty cool as well. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's irreverent fun. Okay, seems to be people are starting to pick up on this as well. Ooh, 4 or 5 stars. Yeah, all pretty much positive there. Good 4 stars. Again, I'm not the biggest Spurrier fan, but this has surprised me. Really has. So if you're looking for something a bit different, something funny from Marvel, yeah, do check it out. Okay, let's go back. What else was looking good? Just seen the next row down, the one that I'm on here, just seen the Punisher. Oh God, the Punisher issue 1. Okay, we also had Birds of Prey. If you're reading that, I don't know. The final issue of the Joker, the man who stopped caring anymore. Here we go. Let's get down to it. Punisher issue 1. I'm sure if you saw my review, if you didn't, I'll just give you a quick summary here. It's not a terrible comic. It's just completely, to me, unnecessary. Written by David Pepose, art by Dave Watchter. It's pretty good. The art's all right. Where are we? Let's get Gray's review. Let's have a laugh. Go on. Imagine this conversation taking place at Marvel Comics. Hey, here's a great idea. Let's relaunch the Punisher with a new character nobody's heard of. Just make sure it isn't Frank Castle. How about Joe Schmo from Nowhereville? I like it. Then let's give him an almost identical origin story. Just change it to the family being killed in a house explosion rather than the crossfire from a mob shootout. Nice. Don't forget to give Joe Schmo a helper who's good at tech. But let's make it a young woman this time. Genius! What about the costume? It doesn't matter really. Just make sure there's no skull logo on his chest. You know what happened with that, right? Okay, we can do that. Wait a minute, the skull thing is pretty cool. I know. Let's redesign it so it looks worse than the last redesign. Remember that? Can't believe we got away with that. We can pretend it's just part of his body armor instead. Great, I love it. The fans will love it too because they've never seen anything like this. What a great idea we had. We deserve a rave. A rave? We deserve a rave. Sorry. We deserve a raise. We're so clever. Sorry about that. I just wanted to repeat myself. Okay, so yeah, the Punisher was a big skip. Shame, because I was kind of looking forward to seeing if they would go, be a bit daring, do something different. They didn't. It was just like a carbon copy almost, but a worse version. Bring back Frank Castle. That's what I say. What do you think in the chat? Morning, Michael. Good to see you. Shazam this week was good. I only like Transformers 2, says Michael, and Conan better this week. Conan. Oh my God, Conan. Did I forget Conan? Did I miss it? What is going on? Thanos was awful. It was a mess. I saw Jim's review on Weird Science Comics on the YouTube. Oh mate, what were they doing? Like Thanos isn't even in it hardly. Scorched issue 23 was decent. Look at this cover here. It's pretty cool. Look at that. Do like that cover by Dan Panosian. Yeah. I'm kind of like, I've lost track of the Spawn books a little bit though, apart from Gunslinger and King. I'm still reading those, but If I had more time, more money, I would be buying this as well. It's been decent. It's been good. And did you know the writer's changed? That's right. It's John Layman now. John Layman's taken over on writing duties. Stefan Segovia is still on art. But yeah, it was good. It's probably a good time to jump in if you're interested in the series. Why not? Why not jump into Scorched? Give John Layman's take a try. Nice variant cover there by Francesco Tomaselli. And Steven Segovia, The Walking Dead 20th Anniversary Team-Up variant. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's one review for it. This was an entertaining issue. It's interesting as the title progresses. It's ironing out members of the team and giving them deep developments and motivations. Can't wait till we learn more about Monolith. Nice. Yeah, John Layman, that's right. I read a bit of Chew. He did Chew, didn't he? There's another one, I've forgotten the name at the moment. He did as well, an indie title. Oh, goodness gracious. Not too long ago, a couple of years though, that was interesting. Okay, let's get back to the comics. What have I missed? That's the question. Last week, very nice. Less said about that, the better. Just going off reviews I've seen. Myself and Jim, Word Sounds Comments, we did a review of The Tomb of Dracula. Sorry, What If Dark? The Tomb of Dracula, issue 1. It was written by, believe it or not, Marv Wolfman. So I had high hopes for this. Unfortunately, it wasn't good. It started off okay, but I don't know. It felt like they tried to put too much in this single issue. It felt like they'd missed pages were missing from the story. It got rushed towards the end, really rushed, and the art even looked rushed at the end as well. I don't know what they were thinking. Could have been good, could have been decent, could have been somebody, but it wasn't very good. Ooh, but I do like that. That Stanley, what's he called? Stanley Art Germ Lau variant, although it's got nothing to do with the comic. Ooh, that's a good one too. Miko Suwayan. Nice close up of Dracula there. If you guys and girls in the chat, have you ever read the original Tomb of Dracula run? So good, the 70s one. I've not read it all, but from what I have read, it's really, really good. Okay, let's go back. Let's have a quick check, see what we missed. There were some indies I wanted to shout out, and I've still not got to them yet. Keep scrolling, Gray. Scroll down. Do. Okay, got it. Here we go. The Enfield Gang Massacre issue 4. Another cracking issue. It's probably one of my favourite current indie comics. Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. Check it out. If you like westerns or if you like good comic book storytelling. Very visual as well. This one I wanted to shout out. Superman 78. The Metal Curtain issue 1. 1 of 6. It's Robert Venditti. That's why I picked it up. And it's set in the universe of the movie. The Richard Donner 1978 original. They did a miniseries for it just called Superman 78. I think it was a Brainiac story. And I actually need to get back to that. I read the first couple of issues. It was good, but I don't know why I didn't finish it. I've heard it's very good. So yeah, do check that out. Do you want to see a little bit of inside? Let's share. Be a bit naughty and share some of the art pages. Okay. So, by the way, who's on art on this? Let me go back up. Who is on art? Guidry. I can't remember his first name. I'll check at the end. We open with the planet Krypton. Of course, we get a bit of a, the usual backstory. Gavin Guidry. It's a nice style. It's pretty simple style. A little bit of a retro style to it. Imagine a piece of kryptonite lands in Russia. That's the setup here. 1951. And then we have some dodgy dealings going on with the US Army decades later. 78, I guess, in the late 70s. It's supposed to be set. Lois Lane is on the case, trying to find out what's going on here. Let's just go down to when we get Clark Kent and Superman. Superman! Look at that for a rescue. Fantastic. It isn't safe to go boating at night, Lois. Love Christopher Reeve in the part. He will always be, won't he? He'll always be Superman. But I guess that's somebody who's like 51 says that, isn't it? Somebody old like me. Thank you, Superman. Oh, by the way, he saved Lois first, but the ship was sinking and he thought, better go back and fix the ship. Second thoughts. Okay, there we go. Look at this. We've got Perry, we've got Clark in the office, Jimmy Olsen. Kent, I'm not talking about working late. If you're ever going to be an ace reporter like Lane, you better start missing bedtime too. Yeah. Again, simple style, but I like it. I think it suits the 1978 setting. Anybody reading it? Superman 78? A fan of Robert Venditti, so... Where are we? Fear Monarch was talking about Sonic and TMNT versus Street Fighter were pretty good for an IDW book. Is IDW alright? Is it still going? And Dwayne with a big thumbs up for Tomb of Dracula. Started with issue 14. Oh, right, so you were buying it back in the day when it was coming out, when you used to be able to pick it up from your local convenience store on the spinner rack. Oh, mate, happy days, right? Yeah. So this is good, it's worth a look. Moscow, back in the days of the USSR. A secret military bunker. Sub-level, Red 17. Do Svidaniya, Colonel Evers. Okay, don't want to spoil it. So yeah, that's good. It's worth checking out. Any reviews? Oh, a few reviews for it. 4, 5, 4 out of 5. A 3.5, 3.5. Pretty good issue. Not too much to chew on so far, but Venditti does a good job capturing the style and candour of Reeve and Margot Kidder from those classic films. I'm liking the art a lot more this time round too. That was a factor that kept the last story from being anything more than mediocre. Ooh, harsh words on the art from the last story, the last miniseries. Fair enough, okay. Gray's flying, isn't he? It's flying. Oops. Okay, there we go. Still good, still looking good. Scroll down to, I wanted to shout out before I move on to this week, the new releases. I wanted to shout out Midlife, issue 2, here it is. Or How to Be a Hero at 50. Yes, there's still hope for me. There's still hope, I can be a hero. It's been good, this, it's been fun. The story of the world's oldest new superhero continues. A confused but empowered Ruben navigates the discovery of his special ability and must choose who to confide in and how to express himself in a meaningful way. But at the age of 50, is it too late to seize this new gift as an opportunity to become a hero? Anyway, yeah. Do you know the writer, Brian Buccellato? I think it's how you pronounce it. And the art's by Stefano Simeone. It's been good. It's been good. Oh, there's some reviews for it. So people are, okay, that's good to hear. People are finding it. This book is smoking, says one reviewer. And it's so relatable. No, I'm not a superhero. And I'm not 50-year-old with powers. But I feel the genuineness of the characters and the dialogue. Yes, that's what I've liked about it. The conflict and the situations seem realistic as it relates to superpowers. The artwork still works very well. Cool, another review of the story is so good. I literally got goosebumps reading this issue. It's high praise indeed. I'm loving the flashback conversations and the commentary about comic book movies. Yes, so there we go. Another shout out to that. It's Midlife, issue 2, or How to Hero at 50. Not that sure about his costume design yet, but we'll see. There we go. Anybody reading that? Okay, let's get to this week's review releases, should say, not reviews. What's coming out this week? Dwayne saying the 45th anniversary of Superman the movie. I'm definitely reading it. Oh, great, mate. Good to hear that. Yeah, Robert Venditti is usually always very reliable. Get a good story from him. So, for this week we have new issues of Detective Comics. It's up to 1077. Fantastic Four 13, if you're reading. Batman and Robin issue 3. Green Lantern issue 5. Immortal Thor issue 4 coming out. Daredevil issue 3. That's the first one I'll be picking up. It's on my pull list. I'm still with it. I'm going to give it a chance. Give it at least 3 issues. We'll see how that goes. Ghost Rider. I've been enjoying that too. Issue 20. It's okay. It's nothing amazing, but it's been dark, occult-like fun, if you can say that. Does that make sense? Dark occult fun. Benjamin Percy. Spawn issue 347. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about this because in 3 issues time, 48, 49, 350. Check this out. Issue 350 of Spawn, which it doesn't drop until, where are we? January 31st next year. But we have a change in artist. Brett Booth is going to be on art. I don't know if he starts with 350, but I just noticed it. I was like, wow, and look at this cover. Look at this cover by puppeteer Lee. Painted cover there. Pretty epic. Record-breaking 350th issue. There's a variant by Todd McFarlane himself. Very rare that he draws anything these days. Got to admit, I do like that. Look at the detail in the cape there. Wow. The Ryan Stegman variant I wasn't really sold on. And we have Brett Booth variant. Again, not Booth's greatest cover, but it's okay. And then this one I did like, the Jonathan Glapion variant. I do quite like that image. Something about it. Simple but pretty cool, effective. And then you get a Todd McFarlane black and white variant. If you're able to find one of those. Yeah, it's great, but I do like the colours. The coloured version of that. There, what do you think? Pretty awesome. Okay, let's get back. Spawn 350, a story 32 years in the making. We all right? Stream going okay? The Industry. This industry mainstay title that has constantly outsold some of the biggest names in the comic book industry will reveal to readers who will finally sit on the vacant throne of hell. I tell you, that story's been going for feels like for years, since I've been buying, since I started buying with the launch of the Spawn universe. So a couple of years. Who's going to be on the throne of hell? Will it be Spawn, an enemy, or someone else hiding in the shadows? More importantly, are any of them worthy enough to claim the power of the throne? This anniversary issue will give answers to all these long and gestating questions, and the aftermath of which will continue into the 4 current titles: Spawn, Gunslinger, Scorched, and Kingspawn. That's going to be $4.99, but it's 48 pages. It's a bumper issue. Definitely going to pick that up. Exciting stuff. Okay, let's go back. New comics. Scroll down to the second row. Here we go. What do we have? We have World's Finest Teen Titans. If you're reading that, issue 5 comes out. Superman Lost issue 8. That's lost me a while ago. Uncanny Avengers and Dark X-Men. Jean Grey issue 4, Blade issue 5. Okay, Blade issue 5, that's another one I'll be checking out with, hopefully with Jim. I've been enjoying what Brian Hill has been doing with that. Eleanor Casagrande's art has been pretty good too, but the last issue was a bit weird. It was a bit rushed. It felt like they were rushing to a finale, which we thought this issue was going to be the finale, but it's not. It's still going on. Not sure about the main cover there. Oh, there's a Declan Shelby variant. And a Carlos Villa Stormbreakers variant. Blade versus the Adana. Round 1. Fight! Hold you can. Blade has been warned over and over of the Adana's indescribable, overwhelming power. Unbelievable power. But now, armed with a secret weapon, it's time for Blade to send her back to the hell she crawled out of. Legacy issue 33. It's a lucky number, 33, the magic number. Anybody reading Blade? And there's a Superior Spider-Man issue 1 comes out. $5.99 for that. Woo! Don't think so. Third row, we have, that stands out to me, maybe Wesley Dodds Sandman. That's also Robert Venditti, issue 2. Alpha Flight issue 4, although the last issue, I wasn't sure about it, kind of lost me. Spine-tingling Spider-Man might be worth a look. The first issue was okay. It was quite fun. Fourth row. This is the one you've been waiting for. The one I've been waiting for. Come on, the one we've all been waiting for. Big Game issue 5. Big Game. It's the conclusion. It's a bumper-sized issue as well. And it's a bit pricey. Let me double check. It might be, is it $5.99 or more? Oh my god, it's $7.99, but it's supposedly 56 pages. This is the miniseries finale, the double-length conclusion to the best company crossover in years. I think Mark Miller writes these synopses himself, don't you? We've seen all the beloved Millarworld characters together for the first time and watched as Nemesis murdered them one by one. But is there a chink of hope somewhere he's forgotten about? This book is a must-read for fans of Kick-Ass, Kingsman, The Magic Order, Nemesis, and more. Great main cover there by Pepe Larraz. There's a black and white variant and Dyke or Deke Ruan variant there as well. Look at this. And he's given a few spoilers, maybe, that variant. What do you think? Tell you, I'm lucky enough to have seen a review copy. I'm not allowed to talk about it really, or share a review. There's a review. What do you call it? I've forgotten the word. Stream brain. But you can't post review early. I've got to say it's pretty spectacular. It's not dull at all. It's never dull. It's Mark Miller. I don't know. I need to reread it. I was kind of like, oh man, so looking forward to this. Maybe the hype's too big. But it's not like he doesn't stick the landing. It's a good finish. There's a lot going on in it. I think there was so much going on that I need to get my head around it. I only just read it tonight, by the way, before I went live, so that's why. But yeah, definitely, probably, I think his best recent miniseries, better than Nemesis Reloaded, better than Ambassadors. Yeah, very, very impressed. Are you looking forward to it? Okay, Fearmonic saying that Sandman will be a good read. How good the art will be depends, doesn't it? It does depend, yeah, with Riley Rossmo. Venditti, Sandman, shaky art. Dwayne Muth. I know, mate. I know. I hear you. Okay, I think that is the main ones I wanted to shout out. If I've missed anything, please excuse me. Just go through the next row down. We do have G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 301 comes out. Excuse me. For any G.I. Joe fans out there. A new era for G.I. Joe starts here, but one Joe won't survive this issue. The legendary Larry Hama is joined by new series artist Chris Mooneyham and cover artist Andy Kubert to continue one of the longest running titles in comic book history. $3.99, 32 pages, Skybound Image Comics. Check it out, check out the cover by Andy Kubert. Good God, I've just seen it says image 1 of 19. Really? Are there 19 variants? Wow, let's have a quick scroll through. We won't go through them all, but there's a Andrew Cronk variant. Clayton Crane variant. Not sure about that one. Oh, a black and white Kubert variant. Pretty cool. Storm Shadow. I remember you. Who's this one? Brad Walker variant. That's pretty nice. Get the blank, of course, and then there is an Epikos, does it say? Epikos Comics Leonardi variant. Ethan Young, exclusive variant. Okay, I'm not going to go through more. Let's stop there, but let's just have a look down here. Let's scroll down on the side. Good grief. Look at all these. Max Dunbar's got a variant. There's a Mike Mayhew web store Virgin variant. Okay, so you got some like comic stores variants too. Look at that one. Wow, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I never read G.I. Joe in the UK where I grew up. We didn't really have it. We had the UK version called, first of all, it was Battle Action Force, then it became Action Force, and it was using like some of the G.I. Joe characters. Eventually he started using them. Yeah, so I never got into the American one. I don't know. I've heard good things about it for people who were growing up at the time reading comics. Just scroll down a little bit more. Can you believe there's another Alien issue 1 coming out? Another series. Wonder how long that will last. And they've got the same writer. They've got Declan Shelby on it. Goodness gracious. Cap Wolf and the Howling Commandos issue 2. If you're into that. Jim was saying it was quite fun, the first issue, though I didn't read it. And we have, scroll down a little bit more, Cy Spurrier's Coda issue 3. That's been quite good. Fantasy. Anything else that's popping out I'm not really seeing. Big Game 5, yo! And yo Joe, says Michael Salo. Dwayne's shouting out Big Game 5. Fear Monarch, I wish Shaky Kane was doing Sandman. The real question is, are there actually 300 issues, or are they just ballparking the number? I don't know, mate. As far as I know, it's true, but I don't know. I'm not sure. There we go. Okay, I think that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Looking good. Let's get back to the studio. Actually, before I finish, one more thing. I was asking you guys, what do you reckon to the Spectacular Spider-Man? I was thinking of covering this instead of the regular Spidey. You know, I might start, when I get time, I might try and start doing some reviews, some written reviews and some video reviews of this, the original Volume 1 from 1976. I'll pick up a digital copy of the Epic collection. I think it collects the first 10 or 12 so, and see what I think of it. Yeah, you know, just go for some classic Spidey action. First issue, collector's edition. By popular demand, Spidey stars in an all-new action series featuring the stinging return of the tarantula. Great cover art. Issue 2 has Kraven. Kraven the Hunter is there. And at the cinema, the movie theatre, they've got The Omen. The Omen playing the original one. Do you remember that? I'm sure Dwayne does. I do. I was terrified watching that as a kid on TV. Issue 3 has Enter the Light Master. No idea who that is. And one more, because I miss this about Marvel and DC, especially Marvel. They used to do the Christmas issues. Issue 4 has the Vulture set in the snow. The Vulture is a bird of prey. Looking good. Yeah, so I might cover that. Let me know what you think. Okay, let's get back. Stop the window capture. Make grey huge again. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and anyone who's watching the replay, if you've watched this far, what are you doing? Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Ohio Low Spec, Ohio gozaimasu. Great to see you in the chat. Thank you for dropping in, mate. I really appreciate it. Fear Monarch is saying that I'm actually getting the Taken book for Spidey, like 1 to 20 with all the ads for Christmas. Are you getting all 1 to 20? What, the original Amazing Spider-Man, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko? That'd be awesome. Michael says, go for it. I have the real things in my collection. Do you have the original Spectacular Spider-Man? Oh my God. Dwayne, I was a senior in high school and now I'm just a senior. Don't believe it. Yeah, as I say, I used to have some of the old issues from, when will it be, mid-80s. I remember buying a crossover with Ann Nesenti was writing, a bit of a weird story. Of course, the Craven's Last Hunt classic crossover, that crossover between Amazing, Spectacular and Webb. So I used to have those. What a fool. Not anymore. I used to have them. The foolish teenage grey didn't look after them, didn't keep them forever and ever. Ah well, what can you do? Okay, mate, you've never read the original Ditko Spidey, so I'm hyped. Do you know, man, I was listening to Chuck Dixon. He does a good, like, Dixon on Comics thing. He does a weekly show on his YouTube channel. And he was talking about Spider-Man, saying that he stopped reading when Ditko left. That's right back in the day, isn't it? Like, no way. He said after Ditko, he just thought, nah, don't know, he didn't feel it anymore. That surprised me. Because I thought it got very, very good. When I was reading it, when I first picked it up, it was David Michelini, or Michelini, however you pronounce his name. He was writing it. I just caught the beginning, just before issue 300. I caught the Venom, the symbiote suit and Venom starting. Oh my God, what a time to be reading the comics. So good. And on that nostalgic note, I will say farewell. Farewell to you all, you sweet Spanish ladies. I'm just kidding. Let's look for a clip before we finish. A quick clip, and then I'll drop the closer. Where are we? I had some clips ready. Here's a brief clip from Akira. So cool, right? Take it easy. Good night. Good day. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. Stay Genki, that's the main thing.